Great. Hi, everybody. My name is Meta Dial. I'm the Director of International Admissions at NMH. I have been here, oh goodness, much longer than I expected. I came for 1 year to work, and now I am finishing either 17 or 18. I don't even remember. But I have a little bit of a different experience than many admissions officers who work with international families because I was also an international student. So um, I lived in 9 different cities growing up, and I came to NMH my sophomore year, and my sister was also at boarding school and I loved it enough to come back. So I'm really excited to talk about NMH today and why, NMH or a boarding school in general might be a good fit for you. Right? So, NMH, like many boarding schools, we live in these beautiful spaces where there is room to grow and room to do lots of activities. But what I really want people to think about when they're looking at boarding school is why that boarding school exists. So, what is the mission, for instance, of a school? Go ahead, Steve. So, when you're thinking about boarding school, I hear a lot of students when I interview them, it's because they want more challenging classes or they want more opportunities, right? Yes, those are all different things, but in Mount Hermon, we want you to be in a place where you're thinking of big ideas that'll not only impact your community, but look forward to changing the world. And we're going to come back to this young gentleman in a little bit, but go ahead, Steve. So, we talk about history, and I want you to take a good look at these faces. This is a class right before the 1900s, and you think of all these students, and, I'll ask Jamie. Jamie, do you see a student? You would see it. Do you see any different countries here? How many countries do you think you see here?
Uh, I'm gonna do the typical answer, something that you could probably answer. Two, three, I'm assuming.
So by this time, there's 6 countries already represented here. But of course, if you look in the very front row, you can see one of our first Asian students here, right? And so this is our one of our first Chinese students. But if you think back, and this is again about, I think it's 1896, I believe. This is when this class picture is taken. What I love about this is you look at our international diversity. Our very first student was already at 1881, coming from England. But if you look in 1898 was our first Korean student, which is really cool. And if you see on the very bottom, it says 1898. Well, either that or 2098. I don't think that's right. So, or 1998. Go ahead, Steve.
You guys still have this? Oh.
Yeah, this I got this from our archives. We have great archives. There are schools that are excited that they have 20 or 25 countries represented. We have 63 countries represented, but by the time 1900 came, we had already 20 countries represented, which is really cool.
Go ahead.
So I look at these students from way back when, and again, I'm asking you guys to think about why are students from all over the world coming to NMH for such a long time? And it has to do with our mission and our values, right? And the mission is kind of the why a school exists. So when you're starting to research boarding schools, you really want to know, is the school living their mission? So here's ours. NMH educates the head, hearts, and hands of our students, and we engage their intellect, compassion, talents, and empower them to act with humanity and purpose. That's a lot to ask a 13, 14-year-old, what it means to act with humanity and purpose. So while we lay out your mission, we also teach you how to live this way and the values. And as you know, the world is full of all different kinds of people, right? So we have 630 students in our school, and one of our values, of course, is inclusivity. So different ways of thinking, of course, different ethnicities and diversity in that. We want you to learn to be a really good learner, right? And also we want you to know that part of your work is to bring service to the school, but service to other people around you. So bringing 630 people from 60 plus countries, that's a really big, tall order. Great. This is just simple information. We have 80, full-time faculty, which is great. And then we are big enough of a school that we're able to offer you a variety of courses, but we have 6 students in each of our advising group. And our advising groups, each faculty member has a group of students that they meet once a week as a group. And at the other times, we schedule weekly individual meetings to make sure that we can check in on our students one-on-one. And of course, the great part about a boarding school is that we're always available. So right before I came on this presentation, I had an advisee, actually 2 advisees. One texting me to see if they can get them a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. And the other one was asking help to write a teacher about how to reschedule one of their tests, because right now they're going to have 3 tests on one day and they don't think they'll be properly prepared to take all those exams in one day. So she's asking for my help to advocate for her. And how does she properly write a letter asking permission to take the exam a day earlier? There's 2 things I want to just go back, Steve, to that one slide to point out. Our endowment is $225 million, but we're really happy to say that last year, excuse me, an alum left us a donation of $50 million to help support the school, which is a really great thing. And another thing to notice, we do not offer AP courses at NMH. And I'll talk a little more about that, but I wanted to say we have 31 advanced level courses, which are courses that go beyond the AP curriculum. And again, we'll talk about that, but I just want to repeat it to you now. We are not an AP program school. Our classes go beyond the AP curriculum.
For a good reason, which I can definitely add more later.
Yes. Now Steve gets to show this little picture of everyone's like, where is NMH? So we're about 3.5 hours north of New York City and about 2 hours west of Boston. And it's a great place out in the countryside, because what we can do is, when things like COVID happened, we were in person the whole time. We never closed, right? And we were able to keep safe because we were away from people. But when it comes to activities, we have one of the best golf courses in New England, a mile down the street where our varsity golf practices. And we even have one of the most competitive ski teams in the country, because we're close enough. We're half an hour away from the mountain that we race on. So it's really great that we're able to do that. And if you ever come on campus and you do like sports, we have 16 fields to play on, whether it be soccer, lacrosse, or ultimate frisbee. But like I was talking to Steve and Jamie today, telling them about our great weather, our students were not only doing class outside, but our art classes. We have classes like plein air painting, which is doing landscaping, that the students are outside, or they're on the river in our biology class because we're situated on the river. These are things that are bonuses for us in the location that we're in. And so we talked a little bit about what makes schools distinct. We talked about the mission, but at NMH, the way we deliver our education is also what makes us different. So you kind of think about old buildings that have stood a long time and they have these pillars. Well, at NMH, we have 3 pillars, right? We believe in academic excellence, we believe in a student-centered community, and we believe in citizenship, taking care of our commitment to our community. And that is what makes the education for the head, heart, hand. So this is a video. I don't know if we're able to play this video.
Let's play the recap for us, right?
Great, sure, yeah. Oh, the volume's not working.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Not much is like Guinness.
This right here, I would be careful about putting too dark.
Okay. Yeah.
This thing completely changes perspective. So where do we get a 2? Is it here?
Yeah, because F3 is.
Yeah.
But you're using your A Paulay.
The setting of NMH is unparalleled to that of any other school. It's just an unbelievably beautiful campus, and it makes the academic life better because you get to wake up with this beautiful view every morning.
My favorite thing about Nouthfield Mount Hermon is the opportunity it's afforded me to not just be pigeonholed as just an athlete or just an academic, but to be able to expand my reach to be a musician and play 3 varsity sports and excel in so many areas of school life.
I came to NMH from a really small school and I was really nervous when I came, but I think what has surprised me the most about myself is that I can expand the environment that I'm in. And I think NMH helped me do that. When I came to NMH, I didn't know if I'd fit in. And I think something I've learned at NMH is how to be unapologetically myself. And I'm really happy that I've learned that NMH has supported me because now I'm able to carry that into college and be able to be very comfortable with who I am as a person and what I love to do.
Really felt grounded, felt like I finally had some sort of anchor and security. I just love that feeling so much. Just everybody's just so supportive of you doing what you want to do with your life and provide any resource they can to help you get there. And that's something that I could have never gotten in public school or even probably most private schools. It's incredible.
You're encouraged to try new things. In fact, if you are willing to work hard and you push yourself to succeed, then you will. And I think that's an invaluable asset that NMH has.
To me, the head, the heart, and the hand has been central to everything I've done with this school. It's what really separates NMH from the rest of the boarding school world. Here, it's not just about educating how to act, but it's also about what your intentions are and how you treat your fellow students and your peers at this place and how you treat people in the outside world.
The opportunities you'll have here, you can't get them anywhere else. And I think that if I were to do it again 1,000 times, I'd pick NMH.
I think that people are like, wow, this is so unique. It's actually not. It's what actually the colleges do. So if you look at any college curriculum, whether it be a small NASCAC school like Amherst College or a larger Ivy League school like Harvard or Stanford, as a California school, these how all of their schools are doing their schedule and their curriculum. So one of the things that I like to point out here is in that schedule, our classes actually don't start until 9 o'clock. We did all this research on how teenage bodies work, and we know that you like to sleep in. And so we actually create time in the morning that students get together in the dining hall before class and go over a presentation that they're about to do. Or they might meet with a teacher at breakfast because they have a test later on that afternoon. Or maybe they were crushing, it late at night and they were just getting a chance to let their bodies catch up. We're thinking about how teenagers work in so many different ways. When I talk to some of my Korean students, and a lot of our students do apply from international schools, but when I speak to students who are at local schools, they're taking 9, 10, 12, 15 classes at a time. Our students are taking 3 each semester, which is a total of 6. And typically, boarding schools in general do about 5 classes at a time. We do 6 that is split up in 70 to 80-minute blocks, depending on what kind of class you're doing. The best part about this, that means that our teachers are only teaching about 2 classes a semester. So they're working with about 30 students. I can't tell you the number of times I've heard this. It always blows my mind. Jamie, how many students are in a Korean local public school?
Never
Steve, do you know?
Huh?
How many kids are in a public Korean classroom?
Now they have about
25 to 30.
we have a low birth
ish.
issue.
right, in one class. So that means if one teacher in a school is teaching 4 or 5 classes and they have 30 kids in their class, that means they're teaching 120 kids a day. That's crazy, right? Because they have to grade their homework, they have to give extra help. There's just no way that that's possible. There's not enough hours in the day. So NMH teachers work typically with 30 kids at a time. We'll go to the next slide. So how is this all possible to get the work together, right? But before we talk about the schedule and its breaking down, again, we're back to the fact that we don't have an AP program. The AP curriculum teaches towards the AP test. So if you think about the fact that you have many students in countries where in order to get into a high school, they have to take a test, right? You're not really learning or learning how to love learning. You're just learning to take that test. So at NMH, our classes, for instance, yes, they have AP BC calculus, for instance, right? But our classes go beyond that. They go to do linear, they go do number theory, they do graphing with Python. We don't just stop at where the AP tests tell us. We teach you to think beyond what the AP exams want you to know. One of my favorite stats about the AP exams is that everyone talks about AP US history, right? And AP US history, the test only teaches to the end of like the 1970s, right? So it hasn't been updated since the 1970s. I can't even imagine teaching US history and not talking about the last 3 months, the last, the last 3 years, the last 10 years, right? But essentially, we are not, if we are only teaching APs, we are not teaching kids a full education, right? So the AP US exam leaves out from like early 1980s to present. That's a lot of history in a really young country. So here's a very, go back one. Here's a very basic schedule. You have 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. And you'll see there are 3 classes with maybe 2 half credits to make 4 classes. But you see humanities and geometry, right? For the 9th grade. But one of the cool things about this schedule, and we'll look at the 11th grade down here in the bottom left corner, you have pre-calculus that a student takes. And so the classes in the fall run from August until the end of December. They complete a class in that time period. When they come back from winter break in January, they're taking 3 brand new classes that run from January until May. So because this student in the 11th grade finished pre-calculus in the first semester, they were able to double up and do 2 years of math and do calculus in the spring. Right, and we'll move forward. So this is a highly accelerated schedule. And again, we can start looking at the unique aspects. But for instance, in the 10th grade, we have a 10th grade humanities program. One of the options of the humanities program is the whole class goes together to a trip, a 2-week trip. This coming year is going to be to South Africa. This past year, we've had Brazil. We've done mainland China before. And so we're happy to be able to go back to South Africa this coming year. If I look again at the 11th grade, here they are doing an honors pre-calculus in the fall and then doing advanced calculus 1 and 2 in the spring. Another way we're thinking about how students think, for instance, if you're looking at this highly accelerated schedule, in other schools, if they are teaching at a high level we are, but they're not breaking it up into 2 semesters, they might be taking 3, 4, or 5 accelerated courses at the same time. So I can't imagine, for instance, for this senior who's taking discrete math, advanced psychology, advanced topics in econ, to do an advanced study in English, advanced world history, and engineering fix to do all those 6 classes at the same time is crazy. But because they're able to split it up in 3 and 3, it becomes much more manageable for students. And there's some parents who say to me, well, how do they know that my student is advanced, right? So Steve, I want you to go back one. If you look at this schedule, right, highly advanced schedule, this is actually my advisee schedule from 2 years ago. And we count, right? We can count the honors and the advanced level courses starting their 9th grade. So I will count honors pre-calculus, physics and trig, honors Spanish. Then we're going sophomore year to honors bio, advanced calculus, honors Spanish. Then 11th grade, honors chemistry, advanced studies in Spanish, multivariable, advanced chemistry. For the people, that's AP Beyond, right? So that we're now at 11. Discrete math, advanced psychology, advanced topics in econ, advanced studies in literacy, advanced world history, and engineering physics. That's 17 honors and advanced courses. So when colleges are looking at that, they're seeing how much they've stretched, right, academically, but the ways in that this kid is so big, it wasn't one-sided. There are many schools who would offer the opportunity for a student to grow, but it can only be in math or it can only be in a language. This student has advanced chemistry, advanced history, advanced math, advanced economics, advanced English. So every single advanced language. Every single subject that this student has been able to demonstrate strength in, they can do that. So they have a really beautiful college profile. So here are, of course, our advanced programs, and you can see it's everything from art and music to languages and your typical academics. And the way that, again, we're doing is taking care of, I keep bringing it back to really thinking about how students work. And the way that we're also thinking about it is we know you're sending your children to us. They're still kids. So besides develop them mentally, we really want to make sure that we're connecting with your kids and supporting them because they need that guidance. So as we say here at NMH, we provide a connection 360 where at any given time, this advisor can connect with their teachers or the dorm faculty or their coaches to see how a kid is doing. And the advisors are dorm based. So we know what's going on with them with their roommate. We know what's going on with them in their classes and within their extracurricular activities as well. And, it's something as simple as this morning, on the way to drive my younger daughter to school, I stopped by Starbucks to pick up matcha for my advisees this morning. So my other advisee who didn't get her drink from Starbucks this morning, that's who was texting me before this presentation saying, can I get some Dunkin' Donuts? And of course, I got to say no because I was here with you guys, but we're so ingrained in, I can literally tell you all my advisees' coffee orders at this point. So yeah. One of our main parts, one of our main parts about how we take care of our students is our service. We're going to go back one slide. And this is one of the cores of our campus is our work job. On campus, every student has 3 hours a week of working either on our farm. You see Brianna, who's right there in the middle, picking kale, or you're in the dining hall. Caleb is right there and he is steaming beans, right? Or sapping, and Marina is over here putting mail in mailboxes. We depend on every single person to be part of this community and to give back to this community by making it run. And this is the way that the students are doing so. I love talking about the next students, right? Because when Sophia first came to us in 9th grade, she was already doing so much. But I was so used to hearing from other parents who says, oh yes, my kid loves to play music or loves to be part of the orchestra, but because they're going to do, a big class load their junior year, they have to give that up. Our kids don't have to do that. So for instance, Sophia, still was a student leader on our campus. She was still saxophone. She was still on the lacrosse field. Our kids are doing multiple things, and that's what boarding school is about. So it doesn't matter if you're here and you've never done arts, or if you want to try arts for the first time, or you are an expert artist, right? Or you're nervous and you've never been on stage before, so you go and do the intro to theater class, or take a ballet class for the first time and be the only boy, in the co-ed a cappella group. And you can play sports here at a high level. I hear people all the time, NMH is, a strong sports school. Yes, but for instance, if you love soccer, you're not that great. The boys team has 4 different levels of soccer, right? There are kids who run the varsity ultimate frisbee team who have never played ultimate frisbee before. We even have 9 girls on the wrestling team. And one of our best girls is number 2 in the country, nationally ranked. It's really cool.
Which sport?
Steve, I'm going to have you go back one slide. Jamie, I didn't know if you wanted to say that, but is there a picture is there anyone in the basketball team picture that you recognize? No?
Wait, are you in there? Like at the bottom?
Yeah, I'm holding the ball on the left-hand side. That's me in my senior year. So that's getting that. I was the captain of my basketball team my senior year. And yeah, there you go. You never know. And of course, dorm life is the center. One unique thing about our dorms at NMH is there's some schools with just 2 or 3 really big dorms. We actually have 16 different dorms, and 4 of them are reserved for our freshman village. So our 9th graders live together. We take care of them and have a closer eye. Being 14 is very different than being 18 in a dorm. And so we want to keep those students who are much older and much more mature and physically developed in a different space than those who are just still trying to figure out their bodies at 13 and 14 years old. Yeah. And we know it works. We know this package of putting kids together and thinking about the way that they think, the way that they learn, even waking up a little later, to how they're grown in the dorms differently. We know because our kids land at over 230 colleges and universities worldwide. I'm so excited to say that my daughter's school is up here. So that's where she's going to Middlebury in the fall, which is great. But thank you. We're so excited too. But it works. So here's where this past classes went. This does not include this year's because of the fact that we commit is today.
It was
Right?
first.
Commit was today. So we're still waiting for final results from everybody. And so people ask me, how long have you been doing it? So you know that it works, because I keep saying that. This young gentleman in the front row, Chan Moon Tong, who was there on the right-hand side, he was the first Chinese student to graduate from Nouthfield Mount Hermon. He was also the first Chinese student to ever enter and graduate from Harvard University. I don't think there are a lot of boarding schools, though, that can say, Jamie and Steve, the tagline, getting students into Harvard since 1892. So this is I don't know if you guys want to play this one. We don't have to. You want to? Okay, great.
Привет.
Hola.
你好.
merhaba. Xin
안녕하세요.
Konnichiwa.
你好.
Salim.
Hi, I'm Grace Lee.
I'm Eric Jara.
And I'm Stefan Pong.
We're the global ambassadors, and we're going to show you what a day in the life of an international student is like in Nouthfield Mount Hermon. Good morning. It's currently 7, and I've just woken up. Morning, Laura.
Morning, Grace.
It's currently 6:47. Just woke up. Gonna get ready for the day.
It's 7:15, and we're currently headed to alumni for breakfast.
It is currently 7:38, and I'm heading out to breakfast.
Hi, right now it's 7:45, and I'm at the most important meal of the day. Breakfast.
Breakfast will be having today.
You have the option of eggs.
Hi, can I get 2 ladle omelet, no cheese, please? Thank you. It is 7:45. We just finished breakfast and we're heading to our first class.
Hi, so right now is 8:03 and I'm in a classroom of
It's currently 7:50 and I'm walking into my A block, AP US History. Morning. Hi. All right, it is currently 9:23. I finished A block and now I'm gonna walk to AP Chemistry. All right, it's 11:25. We're heading up to lunch. It's Chipotle day today, my favorite. Top 10, we're having lunch. Woo!
Lunch is very popular, you guys.
Hi, so right now is 12:30 and I'm in a classroom of AP.
It is 1:45. I'm heading to my last block, Model United Nations.
It's currently 1:45. I'm heading down to French class, last class of the day.
La reste de ma vie, inoubliable. Et vous, et Nathalie et moi.
Oui. Oui. Oui.
It is currently 2:33. Heading down with the soccer boys.
It is currently 3:42 and we're walking down to the tennis courts to play some tennis. Currently 4:50. We just finished tennis and we're heading out to dinner.
Hi, right now I'm in the dining hall. I'm eating dinner with my friends. Kelly, what time is it?
It's 6:03.
It is 6 o'clock and I'm headed for orchestra rehearsal. It is 6:28 and I'm here to rehearse the Nellies, the all-female a cappella group on campus.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, so right now is 6:45 and I'm at acapella practice, which is the all-man acapella group on campus. And here we are. Say goodbye to another night. Hi, right now it's 8 o'clock and I'm at a rehearsal of the school play. And this is the cast off.
Thespian, recognize one thespian.
All right, it is 8 o'clock. Study hall. I'm at my desk ready to work, and I do have a lot of homework today, so I want to make sure that I get it all done.
So it's currently 8:05 p.m. I'm in the library for study hall and I'm working on some English paper that's coming up soon. The library offers a plethora of resources, whether on databases and physical books.
Hi, so right now it's 9 o'clock and I just finished my play rehearsal. Now I'm at the basement of rack during study hall doing my artwork.
Outside of a normal schedule, NMH also holds special traditions, like Mountain Day, a surprise fall holiday that dates back to 1881. The Pie Race, a 127-year tradition that involves a 4.3-mile-foot race. Hog Olympics, which features storm competitions involving various activities like the egg or water balloon toss, a puzzle assembly, a sleigh bike race, and a water carry.
and the rope home, the 134-year-old tradition between juniors and seniors. One of the most student-involved out of these events is the International Carnival, where various affinity groups present the rest of the NMH community with traditional cuisine. For many students, the food at the International Carnival each year reminds them of home.
It's only 10:36 p.m. I'm gonna just go get ready for bed.
It's 10:38, and I'm gonna get some sleep to get ready for another day tomorrow.
Hi, so right now it's 10:45, and after a busy day right now, I'm going to sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Meta.
So that's it. So, I'm going to be traveling in the fall again to Korea and hopefully get to meet a lot of you, all of you, many of you. And of course, Team Yes knows how to get a hold of me. So I look forward to seeing you guys on campus as well. And thank you for joining us on a Friday morning.
Okay, so Meta, thank you for so much. This webinar, and I'm pretty sure it's late at night. I'm back in US.
It's almost 10 p.m.
So
there.
yeah, it's 10 p.m. So
Yeah, it's fine. I didn't know if anybody had any questions or if you wanted to not do questions.
The question
Whatever you feel.
compile as one message, and we'll
Great.
your email, it's okay.
Awesome. I am on it. I will get my fingers busy and write them all back. So thank you guys so much.
You could log out. I'll talk later on that a little bit more, but it's late enough. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, you guys. Jamie, great job.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.